We're almost done with 2025, so it's best to look back and celebrate 20 of what we think were the best single-player games this year. Hi folks, it's Mac, and here are our team's favorite games of 2025. Let's go ahead and get started. Number 10, The Outer Worlds 2, which is Obsidian's sequel, but back with a bigger universe this time. That means more factions, stranger locations, and sharper role-playing. The patchwork of planets feels more lived-in to me than Halcyon, and the stakes, while still very satirical, science fiction-y silly, if I could say that properly, are more assertive. The Frontier Company recruits you, the player, as a commander and drops you in the middle of a dangerous political universe that sits on the edge of a cosmic anomaly threatening Arcadia, the planet you're trying to broker peace for. Gameplay is where the game shines, I think, particularly in role-playing. Character background comes into play a lot more. There are lots of impactful decisions in dialogue and quests for exploration. There's very, very good companion writing, really fun science weapons, and a perk system that rewards, and punishes, depending on flaws, your dedication to a specific playstyle. The game's commitment to role-playing is pretty high. The result is a pretty playful, open-ended space adventure that I think strengthens the series compared to the original. While the satire and comedy can undercut high-stakes decisions, The Outer Worlds 2 is more open, feels more dangerous compared to the predecessor. It's available on every next-gen consoles as well as PC, so make sure to check this one out. Number 9, Like a Dragon. Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii was one I expected to be lighter in nature given the spin-off status of this game, but I will say it's surprisingly deep, and I think a solid entry in the series. Pirate Yakuza puts you in the boots of fan-favorite Goro Majima, who wakes up with amnesia on a beach in Hawaii and quickly becomes a full-on pirate captain with his own ship, breaks out in song, and manages a zoo. Absurdity, I think, that even by Yakuza standards is pretty absurd. Missions involve ship combat, which is arcadey in nature, which I think keeps it fun and kind of mixes things up from this series' traditional fighting. You can fight groups of a-holes on the street of Honolulu, and the reason why I say that is because anybody who has played these games knows that that's how the dialogue box usually introduces that stuff. I particularly like the ship's cook side quest. But the missions, that's probably my favorite. There's a dragon kart racing mini-game, there's crewmate recruiting for more side missions. I should point out that as boxing, Majima has a nice, fast, brutal, arcadey combat, but he's got a new grappling hook that flings him across the battlefield. It's a lot of fun, and honestly, it's a great entry in the Yakuza series. Number 8. If you're a Dynasty Warriors fan and you've caught all of the series' ups and downs, then you're going to love this. Dynasty Warriors. Origins, I think, rewards your loyalty by reshuffling the decades-long Musou formula just enough. This time out, you play an amnesiac swordsman, which somehow just makes the series more accessible than other log entries. If you know nothing about the Three Kingdoms era, like I do despite playing I think almost every one of these games, it actually helps. You meet historical figures without any prior knowledge required. In fact, sometimes actually kind of exciting because you've guessed that they're historical figures, and it's fun to see how right you are. Swinging at hordes of soldiers is as satisfying as ever, but the bigger gameplay shines in the new systems that appear when you fight enemy officers. They took notes from things like Monster Hunter with weapon variety and attacks. Like you have a fortitude meter for more formidable enemies, and it rewards careful waiting for an opening or a really well-timed parry. Special attacks and powers let you rip through lines on foot, but strategic thought is required. Naval movement keeps the overworld compelling, and you can be as completionist or focused on the core plot as you want on the big map. There's also new downloadable content coming up next year for more hours of entertainment. If you're a fan of the good old Dynasty Warriors game or even new to the series, Dynasty Warriors. Origins is a delight treat for you.
Top 7.
Next on the list we have Donkey Kong Bananza. It's a platformer, but it feels deeper because of the core destruction mechanic. Basically, you're Donkey Kong, you accidentally adopt a child Pauline, the original damsel in distress from the original arcade Donkey Kong game, and end up going on an adventure to get her home. It's probably more heart-saving than you might expect from a Nintendo game. The platforming requires incredibly accurate jumps. It is, like I said, made deeper by smashing things, because everything in the game is destructible, and it can expose secrets or new paths forward. It's risky to continue forward without smashing everything. And it's really fun to smash everything. And also, I mean, who didn't wish that the whole world was destructible in the old Donkey Kong Country games? Mini shrine-esque puzzle levels give you a bit of a destruction reprieve and offer some head-scratching to go along with those very, very calloused and strong hands. The focus shifts towards invention and the expression of creativity later in the game, which it makes everything more compelling. And Bananza's visuals benefit from being a Day 1 Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, so the new console really does get its best foot forward with this game. That being said, it's only a Nintendo exclusive game, so if you're only on PlayStation or Xbox or PC gamer, then no luck for you this time. Next up, number 6, is Kingdom Come. Deliverance 2, and picking up after the events of the first game, it gives us another gritty adventure set in beautiful bohemian countryside. Look, it is as immersive as ever. You kind of can just ride around the jungle and zone out, but the actual story is great. You don't have to have played the first game, even though this one picks up from it. But you play as Henry, you're trying to get revenge. You're trying to deal with Sigismund. And really, it eventually devolves into sort of a personal thing. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but the characters are very well written. The dialogue is incredibly natural, and honestly, the twists and turns that happen in the story just keep you compelled. The fact is, it's just a damn good game as well. Look, if you're looking for an actually good medieval timepiece, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is absolutely it. Solely because of the story, but also, it's a fun game. The graphics are good. I mean, the mechanics are good. You can't go wrong here. At number 5, we have The Elder Scrolls IV, Oblivion Remastered. This wasn't necessarily the type of thing you would have expected to see this year, but it was just really nice to get out there. It's, essentially a redo of an almost 20-year-old game, The Elder Scrolls IV, Oblivion, and it just improves on the presentation. The original game was, almost flawless, and this keeps everything pretty much the same, improving the visuals and not exactly going the extra mile in full original voice performances, but does do some tweaking for character models and some of the animations. There's improvement to the combat, some tweaks to the leveling system. You can level up different ways. There's new UI. There's sort of an amalgamation with Skyrim for things like sprint, and some full-on complete modern things like real-time dynamic lighting and stuff. It's really a remaster for people who know what they're doing with the game. And it's one of those things that, on one hand, if you have played the original a lot, it's not going to necessarily give you the, oh, this is all-encompassing new wonder, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, if you enjoy Oblivion, it's nice to see, honestly. This game was released on multiple platforms, including Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and also PC. So if you think you would enjoy Oblivion, I highly recommend checking this one out. So at number 4, we have Borderlands 4. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. Borderlands 4 has everything you expect. The art style, the lameness and jokes, the runs that go from serviceable to highly annoying, and some performance issues. But it's more mature, it's more balanced. There is even more to it, and I think not just big explosions, although there are more of those. The game dials back the in-jokes and the fourth wall breaking to land closer to Guardians of the Galaxy. It's an improvement over Borderlands 3, in my opinion. It's definitely a more serious story and a less annoying world. Far from perfect, but as an open-world numbered Borderlands game, I think that it's got a lot going for it. The looter shooter, I think, has not really found a whole lot of new ways to do stuff. Borderlands 3 is as good as that type of thing had gotten. However, I think that they've added more of what makes Borderlands unique. It was, in a way, stopping it from being its best self. And I think that's a good thing. It still has performance hitches, though, which is a little annoying. It might challenge your patience depending on where it's at by the time you're watching this, because I can tell you that performance was pretty rough for me. Still, I mean, it's definitely an improvement over, I would say, the last couple of Borderlands games. Honestly, it's better at trying out the new format, and I'm happy with it. What about you guys? Anyway, at number 3 we have Mafia, the Old Country. It's set in 1900 Sicily. This one is not your typical open-world game. It does have one of those, but it's all background to a very linear story of a man named Enzo, who rises through the ranks doing the bidding of one of the warring Mafia clans. It's very traditional storytelling, but this one dives into the nitty-gritty of Sicily at the dawn of the 20th century, complete with labor disputes, anarchists, and international demand for sulfur. And the game just looks so damn good. It's intense, it's detailed. I would say it's resolutely a video game. It feels kind of retro, but it's one of those retro ones that really works. Look, it keeps it, I don't want to say exactly simple because there's a lot of complexity to it, but it keeps it straightforward enough that you're both nearly always mesmerized with the detail of the city, and you want to see what's going to happen next. It's got this bread-and-butter sword-to-third-person action that explodes onto the scenes after moments of tension, and it just keeps you so hooked. Also, a cool mechanic of it, it's a Sicily of more horses than cars. A lot of the time, that's your mode of transportation. There are getaways on horseback, and like I said, it's a game you need to be checking out. So go ahead and grab Mafia, the Old Country, for that unforgettable Mafia experience. Number 2, we have Blueprints. If you like atmosphere and you like mystery, Blueprints is absolutely for you. You are basically tasked by attempting to uncover the mysteries of a seemingly empty house that is suddenly yours. It's kind of in the vein of Gone Home or What Remains of Edith Finch. It's that type of angle. An empty house. But it's far more involved than that in a mechanical motive. First off, this house reconfigures itself randomly every day. It's a puzzle in and of itself, and figuring out how to find a specific room, which is the mysterious Room 46, is the main goal as it's the main bit of the plot, and deciding what rooms go where. So, like I said, when the game opens, there's not a whole lot to go on, but the more you explore, the more as things become deeper, the more layers you dig into. It's definitely like one of those things that once it gets you hooked, it gets you, but you also reveal more of the puzzle, and it starts to get more complicated as things move forward, and it really keeps you going. Blueprints is one of those games that if you sit down, it's very easy to blink and realize the sun has gone down and you're glued to your screen and taking screenshots of new discoveries that might be handy. It is a highly recommendable game, so if you love mystery, puzzles, roguelikes, strategy, or whatever, then definitely check out Blueprints. Number 1 spot, Dying Light. The Beast is exactly what a sequel is supposed to be, an improvement. It returns to the series' roots by putting you back into the shoes of Kyle Crane, the protagonist of the first game, who's now enhanced with some beast-like abilities thanks to some experimentation he was subjected to by the game's main villain. That's left your main objective to seek out revenge on him, but it's a problem because he got an army protecting him. He also finds people along the way who need help and gets distracted by that, because let's remember, he is the main character of a video game. Action gameplay is fluid. It makes climbing a dream. Combat's crunchy, and beating the zombie out of anything that moves is never going to get repetitive. I mean, this is Dying Light. It's good at that stuff. Nighttime is terrifying in Dying Light. The Beast as well, because you got a whole different freak's lie than the non-knock time. You do get superpowers, though. Like I said, you got beast-like abilities when you're brutal enough and fill the meter. It's a game that really emphasizes doing as a means to an end, by making it so damn fun. If you want to wander around and whack zombies in your real-time adventure game, definitely get it. For me, it's a pure delight.